Hello everyone, and by everyone I mean you, the person who is watching this video, because let's face it, this channel is unlikely to grow more than probably 50 subs, if that at all. But that aside, today is the day we talk of a fellow seen in Morrowind, Skyrim, and is mentioned in Oblivion, a certain soul trapped for eternity, writing the second volume of his book. If you don't know who I'm talking about, then the question I pose to you is, why did you not read the title of the video, you fool? Anyway, let us begin on the history of the Dunmer, and explain how it is that he came to you seeking his 10 pages. Jiub's birthday is unknown, except that it was before 3E427. Jiub's early life was rather dark, and he himself does not wish to look back on that period of his life. Jiub, having a rather large addiction to skooma and having no money to fuel it, he took it upon himself to become a low-grade assassin, as killing was always in very high demand in Morrowind. One day, Jiub seemed to try to go above being a simple low-grade assassin, and took up a contract deal that required him to assassinate a high-ranking official of House Redoran. Unfortunately, an assassin from the Morag Tong got there first, and in an effort to cover his tracks, tipped a guard off that Jiub was the assassin, and later Jiub was arrested, sent to jail in Vivec after he was found guilty in his trial. He was released from prison in 3E427 and was then transported alongside the Nerevarine from the Imperial City until he arrived at Vardenfell in Morrowind. He is in fact the first character the player of Morrowind encounters, and is the character that will wake you from your sleep and ask for the player's name. After your name is given and you leave the ship, Jiub is never seen by the player again, at least in this game. Jiub decided that his dark past was behind him, but he felt like he needed to give something back to the people of Morrowind, so he set out on a quest for redemption. After discovering that the cliff races were a rather large burden in Morrowind, he decided to undertake the task of ridding his homeland of these pests, and thus began a new beginning for Jiub. Jiub took a silk strider to the Ashlands to hunt and kill as many cliff racers as he could. Eventually, he neared his final battle towards the cliff racers, following a stray cliff racer for hours until he was led to a nest full of them. Over the course of the next 2 days, Jiub attacked the nests, killing a total of 76 cliff racers. It was at this time Jiub collapsed from exhaustion and fell unconscious. It was at this point that the god Vivec noticed Jiub's struggle, admiring his virtue and saving him from death. Jiub awakened in front of the god himself in the palace of Vivec. Vivec sainted Jiub, and he since remembered a great hero of Morrowind. Jiub earned many titles, and a fair was even started in his name called Saint Jiub's Fair, to honour him for his achievements, and was celebrated in many places throughout Morrowind, including Cheydinhal. During the events of Oblivion, Jiub moved to the city of Kvatch in Cyrodiil so he could focus on the writing of his autobiography. During this time, unfortunately, the Oblivion gates began to open, unleashing the Dremora and Daedra's minions upon Kvatch in 3E433. Kvatch was invaded, and Jiub, who was riding in his home, was soul-trapped and sent to the Soul Khan to wander for eternity by Dremora. Many believe that Jiub died that day, and Jiub himself believed for 200 years that he was imprisoned by Daedra in Tamriel. In 4E201, the last Dragonborn / the player can find Jiub wandering the Soul Khan. After a brief interaction with him, he will realize that he has been sent to the Soul Khan forever. Upon this realization, he will task the Dragonborn / the player with finding the 10 lost pages of his opus so he may complete his autobiography. After completing the quest in Patience of a Saint, Jiub will reward you with an amulet called the Locket of Saint Jiub, along with the only copy of his finished autobiography, Saint Jiub's Opus. I highly recommend doing this quest for the amulet, but more importantly for the book, as it holds a fantastic story and is actually the most expensive book in the game, excluding spellbooks. While in Jiub's life he did drive the cliff racers from Vardenfell, he did not hunt them to extinction, as we hear of Majol, the lioness in Riften, tell stories of her time slaying cliff racers in Morrowind with her father when she was younger. and since she is roughly 20 years old, we do know that Jiub could not have possibly killed them all due to the massive time difference. One more comment before I end this video, and that is it took me about a week to complete this video, adding the time it took me to find all the pages in the Soulcan and write the script and then put this video together. So if you appreciate the time spent on this video, please leave a comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And the links I used to help me make this video will be in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone.